Well, it's finally here. I know you're waiting for it. AirPods Max. Let's take a look. Now, these were just recently released in the UK, and we managed to grab a pair, and we're going to take a look and see what we got in here. So, nice box, standard design from Apple, white, simple, pretty. And then inside it, we've got the AirPods Max, instructional booklet, and Type-C to Lightning cable. So to charge the AirPods is going to be the Lightning cable, and then you've got the USB Type-C, which would go into the wall plug. Now, it doesn't come with the plug either, so that's following Apple's current ethos of buy it yourself. Now, very pretty AirPods we got here. They come in a leather case, which puts these devices into a low power state whilst they're in there. So that follows the same concept as the other AirPods in the range, in that you put them in the case and they charge or are turned off. So this case, it doesn't charge, it's just leather, and it'll have some magnets, I'd imagine, inside it to initiate that low power state. But it looks nice and nice to travel around in. And in terms of the AirPods themselves, they remind me of something like an iPhone 10 in white. They've got some silver highlights, and they've got aluminium, which has been polished, and a general kind of white look, and it's quite pretty. In terms of the materials that they've used, it feels very sturdy, very nice quality. We've got aluminium, we've got kind of rubbery silicone here, and we've got more kind of polished aluminium there, which looks really nice. It's got a couple of design elements from some other products in the range. So it's got the crown, the digital crown, and it's got the function button, and those both remind me of those same features on the Apple Watch range, which is quite a nice touch there. And the quality overall just feels quite nice, you know, quite robust. They feel like they should last rather well. So how did we get here? These are called the AirPods Max, so I think it's fair to compare them to the other little guys in the family range. So originally we started with these first and second gens. They looked a bit like this. They were extremely popular, took off really well. So Apple decided in their wisdom to make a second iteration, which was the AirPods Pro. Now these ones a little bit bigger, few more features, which are shared also with the AirPods Max, in that they had the different sound modes, transparency, and noise cancellation mode. They were fully waterproof, and they had infrared to know when they were in and out the ear. And so they were pretty good products. And then Apple has now brought out these guys, which we're looking at. Now, these look vastly different to these guys. So, I mean, I'm not sure how good a comparison it is to make by the name, in that they're AirPods, because if you're buying these, I don't know if you'd be coming from these. They've got quite different use cases. But we'll have a look and we'll see the kind of functions that are on these and compare it. So the AirPods Max, they share the name AirPods and some of the functions with the AirPods Pro, in that they've got two different noise modes, which is transparency and noise cancellation. So if you've got transparency on, it's going to allow you to hear the external sounds around you. If you've got noise cancellation, it's going to dampen that down and really let you focus on whatever it is you're listening to. In addition to that, we've got the infrared sensors built in to the cups, and that will allow the AirPods to know when they're on and off your ears, so you can turn the music on and off automatically. They've also got the ability to skip songs, fast forward through them, change track, and that's all done with the digital crown on the side. And you can also go up and down in terms of how high and low you want the volume, which is something that you didn't have on the AirPods Pro. Now, if you wanted to change the noise control or your sound settings to transparency or noise cancellation, you would press the noise control button here. Now, if you wanted to go up and down in volume, you'd swivel the digital crown side to side. If you want to skip tracks, you press the button. And if you want to answer a call or cancel a call whilst you're on it, then you tap the button whilst doing that. In terms of the externals of the device, we've got Lightning port at the bottom there, so you can charge. Because remember, you can't charge in the case in these, unlike the AirPods Pro and first gens. And we've also got microphones along the outer edge. When you come to the earbuds themselves, these can be popped out, and that'll allow you to clean these up or change them if they become damaged. In addition to that, these are not waterproof, unlike the Pros. So taking these out to go running or any kind of sporting event, it's not really going to work out. They're probably not going to last that long if you do that. Something to bear in mind. Okay, so let's get down to the important thing and see what the sound's like. Now, first thing, to connect, tap the noise control, bring your phone nearby, and you'll get a prompt. Tap connect. Let those go through. Okay, so tap the noise control. You go between transparency and noise cancellation. Very different, the two. So now in noise cancellation, I can hardly hear myself, so I'm probably speaking louder than normal. Tap that again, and I can suddenly hear everything around me and I sound a lot more amplified. So they have different use cases. Like if you want to kind of really focus on what you're doing and block out the external world, you're going to put the noise cancellation on, and that's really fantastic. And if you want to just be able to hear, people talking to you or maybe external threats, if you're driving, you shouldn't drive when you use these, then you probably want to have the transparency mode on. So let's try it with noise cancellation first. Okay, transparency. I mean, it essentially sounds almost the same, but it's just that you can kind of hear yourself better and things that are going on around you. But I'd say the sound is pretty consistent there. Although we're in a quiet environment here, so I think if you had transparency on, you're in a coffee shop or something, there's going to be a really stark difference between noise cancellation and transparency. But overall, fantastic. All right, so we've taken a look at the AirPods Max. We've had a rundown of the features. We've tried them. We've compared them to similar products in the range. I think these are for people who are kind of worried about their image, if I'm being honest. They're a very nice looking thing, but I think they're also very obviously the Apple AirPods Max. They're iconic in their look. In terms of how they compare with the AirPods Pro, which I really think is the only comparable, if you could compare it, because they are AirPods and they're current. These have 24-hour battery, these have 20. Price on these is £200 now, as of filming, and these are £549. These nowhere near as portable. These really, for me, are easier to take around with you, easier to use, more discreet. Having these, kind of lugging these around and putting these on your head, it's not the kind of look or use I would want, but I could see these being maybe popular with students or designery type people. So there's definitely a place for these because they are really a very nice looking thing, and they've got a great sound. But is the sound justified for £549? I don't think so. I think you could probably get better things for the price. The AirPods Pro, which I also own, are basically as good. The sound's a little bit deeper, a little bit richer on the AirPods Max, but not enough to justify the difference in price. And the functionality differences being that these are much larger more troublesome to charge, to carry around, to use. These are light and discreet. I think for most people, it's probably something that is not going to be part of their everyday life. I think it's kind of a speciality, a more niche product, considering the price and the use. If you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm new to YouTube at the moment and I'm wanting to build up the channel, so I'd love feedback from you. If you've got something you'd like me to look at, something you'd like me to do, then please leave a comment. I'd love if you could subscribe as well, that's always helpful. And I hope to see you very soon. Thank you.